New calls for a congressional investigation into the assassination of Malcolm X. These calls are being led by his daughter, and they come after the man wrongfully convicted for killing the icon breaks his silence for the first time since his exoneration. Here's ABC's Byron Pitts.
There were so many who said that these men who were serving time were not the actual people who pulled the trigger.
The men who actually killed your father are dead. Many of those involved in the FBI, NYPD, they are dead or long retired. So what does justice look like now?
Well, we want to know the truth. We want to know why our father was killed and who did it.
What do you remember about your father's assassination?
I wasn't quite 3 years old, and I don't have a physical recollection.
Thank God. And your mother, was she ever able, willing, wanting to talk about that moment with you, that day with you?
No, my mother never spoke about that day. She never spoke about it. I knew about my father. I knew about Daddy. I knew about my mother's husband. But I had never learned about Malcolm X, the icon. And in college, I did. I remember taking a course on the life and times of Malcolm X. And I learned about all of the injustices. And I remembered thinking that my father was just a young man. You know, he was only in his 20s when the world learned of him. And he was 39 years old when he was gunned down in this place. And it just made me think of how alone he must have felt.
Why do you think the FBI was so concerned about your father? Why did they see him as a threat?
Because he held a mirror up to, you know, all of the injustices.
But you would think, a huge, powerful institution like the FBI, this is just one man.
Yeah, he was quite brilliant, and he spoke truth to power, and especially during a time when there was no one doing it. It was the 1950s, and young people were marching, demonstrating, protesting for quality housing, education, basic respect for human life.
Is this chapter over, or is the family still seeking justice for the assassination?
There was a JFK commission, there was an MLK commission, an RFK commission. We believe it's important to have a congressional commission into the assassination of Malcolm X. It was a big step with it being documented that the people who were falsely accused of killing Malcolm X was finally exonerated. So let's finish the book and get to who was really responsible for the assassination. Name names.
It's been more than 55 years. Why do you think it's taken so long to get to this point?
My father said it would be this generation that would recognize that those in power have misused it, and they would not be fearful, and that they would demand change, and that they would be willing to do the necessary work themselves. And so, thank God for this generation, right?
What would you like your father's legacy to be?
Truth. Truth.
Do you ever say your father's name?
Oh, I say my father's name all the time.
May I hear you say it?
Malcolm X. Absolutely.
Byron Pitts, kind enough to join us tonight. And Byron, I was struck by the idea that Ilyasah says that she wants her father's legacy to be truth. And she's still in search of the truth.
And this is a woman who lost her father when she was 2 and only knew him as Malcolm X, the loving father, the loving husband who died tragically. She didn't know until she was a freshman in college when she took her first Black history class who, in fact, was Malcolm X.
And how about Aziz? Switching gears here. Is he bitter?
Not at all. Not at all. He is not broken. His spirit, I was discussing this earlier with someone. As a Christian, we recognize the resilience people find in their faith. Muhammad Aziz is a proud Muslim man. It is his faith that saw him through. I describe him as every person wants Muhammad Aziz as an uncle. He's tough, he's fearless, he's an elegant man who demands respect, and he's done so his entire life.
Looking so forward to watching this tonight. Byron Pitts, great to have you here with us in the flesh. Be sure to check out Exonerated, the Murder of Malcolm X and 55 Years to Justice, a Soul of a Nation special on ABC tonight and streaming later on Hulu and here on ABC News Live.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.